Amen, sister. Let's jump right into this review since it's our last Hallmark review of 2022. It's been a journey. Holly calls in to say that she's going to be late for work. But we definitely have time to stop for hot chocolate and hold up the line for this phone call, right? She bumps into Drew, who tries to get into a cab as well as she does. He tries to take it, but since she looks a little rushed, he gives it to her. Holly has the mentality that most people nowadays have. I'm a busy businesswoman at Business Corporations R Us, and if it does not involve me or does not benefit me in any sort of way, it does not matter because of me. Also, Holly is a fucking liar. Her sister's in the hospital. That's a lie. She's late because there are no taxis around. That's a lie. This woman does not know anything but lying. Holly is a businesswoman for company, and see, I don't really understand what she does really, because she has meetings, she goes to big companies, and people want to work with the company, but I don't know if she's a CEO, like a higher up, but she does have an assistant telling her everything that she's missed out on, so it's like, okay, on second thought, I found out that she is an advertiser for this company, but she has a woman, Jordan, who tells her on things she's missed out. I've never worked in big companies like this, and normally you have an assistant if you're like the CEO, the boss, or like somewhere higher up, so I don't know what I'm missing here. Maybe this company's different, or maybe she's like the head advertiser, which I've never heard throughout this movie, so I have no clue. She gets a call during the meeting, and it's from Mr. Dubois. Yeah, no, it's actually her assistant, Jordan. Again, another lie. After making everyone uncomfortable, because they could hear her right around the corner, she rushes over to her sister and niece's Anne's school, missing her tree lighting ceremony for school. Why? No, really, you would make a great influencer. You're a liar. No one counts on you to do the right thing. If you're called out for being a liar, I'm sure you make 100 excuses and ready to make out. You make everyone miserable, and you're just like one of those stuck-up influencers that, if it's not me, it doesn't matter. She promises to come see her sing, and her sister definitely can smell her bullshit. Not just her either. One of the guys from the meeting also calls her out when they have a Christmas gathering. See? Influencer. You're not even good enough to hold up your lies for even this amount of time. Oh, and guess who also shows up? That Drew guy, who turns out to be the school music teacher. The two chat, she makes things very awkward, and she asks to see her another time. She stumbles a bit, saying she's not really looking for anyone, and basically leaves him hanging. He smiles like he's got something up his sleeve, or is actually a serial killer. I wouldn't doubt she wouldn't deserve it, and the next day she goes to see the main boss, who tells her that he wants her to get in touch with Mr. Dubois to be a partner with the company, and if she could, they get a good partnership deal. In a surprise I was only expecting to happen near the end, Mr. Dubois shows up. He asks to meet her for dinner to talk more about working together, which means missing Anna's recital.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
At this point, just send reminders on a loose leaf of paper and put it on her desk that she may find someday in the future. She doesn't care and doesn't keep her promises. After her recital, Anna gives some money to Santa, who's ringing the bell for the Salvation Army. She wishes for Holly to tell the truth. Santa says he's on it, and lo and behold, Holly can't stop telling the truth.
Hey, kiddo, what'd you wish for? Is it Channing Tatum? I'd like Channing Tatum.
I may be the one who thinks this, but Channing Tatum is not hot. Now, Tom Holland, Chris Hemsworth, Robert Downey Jr., and Johnny Depp, those men are hot. Anything else is unexceptional. Actually, I never did care for Channing Tatum. I forget. This is 2015? Yeah, I didn't really care for him or anything he's acted in, so I can feel the heat wave of the comments coming, even though I don't care. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Holly shows up when everyone else is gone, and Drew is there. He figures out that she's a liar too, so why are we rooting for this woman? No, really, this woman is awful. But the next day, again, like I said, she can't lie. The truth is very nasty, by the way, and pretty blunt. To sum it up, in just a few things that she blatantly told the truth about. One was about basketball tickets for the front desk worker that she lied about, and she also lied to Anna multiple times, even making Jordan feel like nothing more than a nuisance. So later, when she's at the grocery store, Drew comes up to Holly like everything was alright, but he's still mad at her for abandoning Anna and becoming a liar. like, why are you talking to her? After number 2 time of this lie, and especially with Anna, that's it, no more. I don't know why he keeps talking to her. It should be the other way around, like that Anna just tries to talk to him like it's nothing, but I don't know, man. But regardless, she invites Drew to coffee. And then the next scene, we don't do that and instead go tree shopping. They chat while drinking hot cocoa, mostly about Holly's dead parents. Yeah.
No one knows what it's like to be the bad man.
Drew also had a girlfriend he was going to propose to until he found out
she's a whore!
After picking out a tree, they drive back to where Holly admits she likes Drew. Drew says that he feels the same way, they kiss, and credits roll. Nah, just kidding. We're only 30 minutes into this hour-and-a-half movie. Because God forbid we need Holly to learn a lesson during this time. Which I think she kind of has. But like, this company and this... At work, Mr. Dubois brings out a bag that he's going to see Mr. Louis Vuitton for his new product. Wanting honest opinions, Holly gives him...
It's a bag.
No, but giving her honest opinion while everyone else kisses his ass gets her in trouble. It is an ugly bag, to be honest. Her boss wants her to be fired for screwing up the big deal, but it turns out Mr. Dubois actually tricked him, finding who will give him the honest truth, as the bag was from a secondhand store, and he wants Holly on the advertisement and in 3 days tops. Of course, they get to work, and being the night, Holly promised Anna about ice skating. It just so happens that the front desk guy Holly had promised those tickets to had her car towed away. It managed to nothing, and it's suddenly daylight out when it was pitch black whenever she was leaving. So nothing matters, and her and Anna go ice skating because fuck me. Holly decides to go caroling at her old neighborhood, bringing Anna and Drew. Hi, forgot you for a minute because the story isn't really about your love story, if you could call it that. Holly admits she can't sing. Don't worry, I'll save you the... It goes with boughs of holly, la 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 la.
Like an angel's kiss.
Holly and Drew try to do sexy talk through the phone. It's awkward, and she gets a call from Mr. Dubois saying he needs to know how everything is going and needs her out tomorrow by 6 in the morning. But that kind of gets in the way of her plans with Drew, which she does try to stand up for, but Mr. Dubois isn't having it. She chooses to go see Mr. Dubois, not mentioning it to Drew. Why? Hey, Drew, something really urgent came up with one of my sponsors. He's kind of a big deal. So, can we please reschedule it? I mean, I know, I promised you, but, this really is important because this happens to be the job and can make a really lot of money.
Fuck you!
Thank you. I knew you'd understand me. Holly tries to leave to go and promises to finish the thing by the night. Mr. Dubois is actually kind of shocked that someone would leave on such an important meeting, but believes her and holds her to her promise because if not, he will find someone else. The dinner goes well, until she blurts out that she wanted to go with Mr. Dubois and made it seem like they were on a date together and never told Drew that he was a client. And also that they went alone. Drew also has some good news for us of his own. Early in January, a school in Chicago is in need of a music teacher and asks him. Holly hopefully says that she doesn't want him to take it, but it's a better salary and a better place to live. As they go back to Holly's, where all the flowers for Mr. Dubois are on her steps.
Am I dead yet?
Holly goes to her sisters and tells her everything, and it comes downstairs and admit it may be her fault.
I asked Santa to make you tell the truth all the time, Aunt Holly.
What?
You can actually see the moment where Holly really wanted to choke Anna out. She takes her woes back to Santa. I don't know why we keep going back to him, but she asks him for help. He says he can since it's her issue and everything was fine and dandy when she was truthful. Hey, Santa, it was and now it wasn't. Time for it to stop. Also, what day is this? Doesn't matter since Holly goes to Drew and finds him packing. He decides he's going for a semester and suggests they try and go doing long distance. Holly tells him that she loves him, but doesn't say it back, leading her to leave. Anna goes back to Santa and asks to change her wish. He agrees as Holly is getting everything ready for the big day. She spills that her boss shouldn't have given her the promotion that she lied about knowing Mr. Dubois, as the boss spills that the project should have gone to her other coworker, but since the Dubois thing happened, he's been very happy since she's done a good job. Holly asks to give it to him with such short notice, and not only that, but he knows nothing about this case since Holly and Mr. Dubois have been doing this all on their own, so... The hell are you talking about, lady? You're basically asking to fuck this other coworker over. Okay. You'll never guess what happens next. No, really. This movie becomes a James Bond movie because Dubois is suddenly evil. The slogan for the fashion project is Made in the USA, when it's really made in Malaysia. Only for him to be able to get the head of like these projects. I don't know. Hallmark scares me sometimes because like sometimes it'll be like, hey, you're getting robbed at gunpoint. Then other times they're like, hey, this police station catches on fire. And then other times it's just like, it's a romance between ex-lovers who end up coming back to their old hometown again. Hallmark does not know sometimes whether they want to be good, bad, or both. Yeah, no joke. Holly overhears Mr. Dubois and tells her boss, but it's too late to do anything. As the show begins, Mr. Dubois shows his clothing line and introduces Holly as she speaks. She rambles a bit about lying to get a good image, which confuses the fuck out of everyone. But she does expose Mr. Dubois, and I don't know what they can do besides expose him to these 20 other people who probably may or may not know him. I have no clue. He threatens to sue and she just basically says no. And he leaves in a fit of anger. I was paraphrasing because what she really said was stupid. So her boss gives her the position and she finds out from Anna that the truth-telling wish should have been gone. I don't know how fast his magic works, so I guess it was all on her own. Because of supposing a bad guy takes some truth. Even though I guess she didn't have proof that he was a shithead, but... Oh, and also Drew is here. Yeah, strange thing that Colorado suddenly got a snowstorm just as he's getting on a plane to Chicago. Just on the runway. Just on his plane covered in snow. Odd time to be alive. But they celebrate Christmas together and I guess happily ever after. Good. I really felt for Anna wanting her aunt to be there. I like her optimism. So pure and not broken regardless of how her dad and aunt treat her. Dad's gone for a girl in Texas with bigger tits and has an abandonment issue along with just being a single mom. It's like 40 minutes in and it's brushed off, so it's not really anything to get so attached to. Anytime someone is staring out or whoever is leaving, they always have this shot like the person is planning to kill them. Like, it's really funny yet jarring. Like, why shoot it at that angle? Honestly, the twist with Mr. Dubois being a bad guy works, but also took me by surprise, which, good for you, Hallmark. Good for you. Bad. I hate Holly. I hate how easily she lies. I hate how she's never taken accountability. And I hate how no one calls her out on her total bullshit until she begins to suddenly not be able to tell a lie. Or when some people do, she's like, what? You're crazy. Like, you're just a little crazy, funny, giggly man. In reality, you would just call Holly and say, hey, so-and-so did this. It was great. Or they did a play and sang their heart out. So, Drew, why do you keep doing this to yourself? Just to see Holly, who even after she fucks up, you still keep coming back. No, really, why? Punishment? BDSM and training? Is that your kink? Instead of telling the truth, it's more like, hey, blurt out whatever you're thinking, or if anyone asks you something, tell the truth. Because sometimes she can say the truth, then other times it's just her stating the obvious. Because when she needs to tell the truth, she can't or won't tell all the truth. But other times it's just so blunt it hurts. What the hell was with Mr. Dubois being evil? Let's Google stuff that happened in 2015. Just for reference for maybe why this had affected this film. 50 Shades of Grey, Inside Out, and a bunch of superhero movies came out at the same time, along with Drake's Hotline Bling song. Do any of these have a connection? No. But it's kind of interesting that not only this, but NCIS and other criminal mind dramas kind of came to the rise, so maybe? But like, what was with that twist again? Was it to show us that Hallmark can do something more than generic romance Christmas movies? Because I reviewed 2 dog movies that dealt with robbery, fire, wine, and another movie dealing with the family being not so close-knit together, but come together thanks to Santa Claus and magic. You also do mystery shows like while it's not Christmas, so I know you could do different, Hallmark. Why this twist is still so jarring to me. Thanks for sticking with me through this. I'm back. Thanks for sticking with me through another year of Hallmark movie reviews. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy whatever you celebrate, and I'll see you next year. Bye-bye.